Well, fine, good afternoon, everyone. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. I am back at Fort Ethan Allen Cemetery today. Beautiful day, sunshine, under 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Beautiful thing. I thought I would do my best to complete the cemetery today. As you may recall, this was by the time this airs, which will actually be tomorrow, because today is October 6th, 2021. I was talking to someone last night in the YouTube comments about how I just missed his grandparents buried here. So I'm going to see what I could do to film his grandparents' graves. And it's a fairly small cemetery, so I figured I'd go ahead and record. I'll come back and do that today. The ground is still really uneven. I'm wearing new shoes and new version of the shoes I always wear. Hopefully my microphone will be sufficient since it's Route 15 and it's 4:30 in the afternoon, so quitting time around here. All right, so as we continue along here, these folks are still with us. Really glad of that. I take pictures as I go along because, well, you know, you can see this man was a POW, a prisoner of war. I've only seen that maybe 2 other times, and I think one of them was here. The other one was at Resurrection Park, which is a Catholic cemetery in South Burlington, Vermont. It is the largest Catholic cemetery in the state of Vermont, in fact. I think something happened in my first recording. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history back at Fort Ethan Allen Cemetery in Colchester, Vermont. Figured I would finish this cemetery because, well, you know, it's relatively small, and I always hope to do as much as I possibly can at a cemetery. Now, as I was saying, I was having a chat with someone in the YouTube comments last night. Last night was October 5, and he commented that I had missed his grandparents by a few markers, maybe 2 or 3. I have not come across them yet in this row. Maybe it's the next row over. I've seen things like this larger as lawn displays, like at Christmas time. I think they're usually plastic, along with what do you call them? Those nativity scenes, the plastic ones. Personally, I like plastic reindeer, snowmen, Santa Clauses. I have such things, but one could say I could be tacky, a tacky human being, which would not be far from the mark, but still. Trying to hold the microphone close to my mouth since the traffic is fairly loud. Lots of mushrooms here, toadstools or something. I mean, what are these things? Beats the heck out of me. All I know is I would never eat one. And I would certainly encourage you to pause the video if you want to see any headstone for a longer period of time. That is unreadable. I wonder if that's just a base for a new headstone. Also, I have to say that last time I was here, there was no one else here. No one else at all. And today, when I got here, mine was the third car here. You can see that this gentleman earned a Purple Heart. And a Purple Heart in the U.S. military means that the person was injured during the war. This guy's nickname was Peanut. And apparently his wife is still with us. Wow. Died at the age of 27. That is so young. So young. This tree, bush, this plant has a lot of thorns on it. You see that? You see that? I mean, it's got thorns on top of thorns. This stone is almost unreadable. John Dallas Pepper, U.S. Army, World War II, but the dates that he lived are long gone. Not very windy today, by the way. There's a light breeze, but the light breeze is nothing really in comparison to when I was here last, when the flags were actually flying straight out. If you're interested in seeing the pictures I have snapped, you can follow me on Instagram, Traveling for History, or my Facebook page, Traveling for History. If you're on Twitter, I'm Traveling for HI, and then there's the number 1. Thank you, Twitter. But you won't see photos there. What you'll see there is a link to my Instagram to see the photos. I like when they put something like this, "much loved," on the headstone. This person didn't live nearly long enough. He was 51. Now, depending on how old you are, that could be old or young. To me, it's young. have to say I rather like the look of the rectangle on top of the base. We can see frost thieves at work here though, and it's always something to think about. Now see, this base is much taller than that one, and so it's just, thankfully it is up higher, and it makes it easier to read. Hey, someone after my own heart, a pink flamingo. How cute is that? It's funny, I don't collect pink flamingos, but I have friends who give them to me as gifts. I find that pretty funny, personally. But I do enjoy them, so it's all good. It appears these two are still with us. I still don't know what the C stands for before Master Sergeant. And he served during the Vietnam War. There's a new grave coming here, and I can read the sign, but you perhaps cannot, where it says Racine. We just walked by some Racines a moment ago. I was just commenting on those two graves right there, Raymond and George Racine. And here's a Racine right here. Both of them are dead now. Now here is a woman who was a yeoman too. Maybe a yeoman second class. U.S. Navy, World War II. He served in World War II and Korea. Always interesting when so much information is on the back of the headstone. You really have to pay attention when you're walking in a cemetery. Her nickname apparently was Stormy. He was in the Navy during World War II. I have to say, I do like the looks of these military-issued headstones. He was a staff sergeant during Vietnam when he served in the Army. They do make a cemetery look truly uniform. We can see by looking over there, right? You see all the those even headstones? And again, I would recommend that you pause the video if you want to see any of these for a longer period of time. She is still with us. I do hope I found that young man's grandparents. I haven't seen their names yet. This woman was the loving wife, mother, and grandmother of presumably Peter F. Senna, who served in the U.S. Army as a private first class. Now I will say I did see something on the back. Right, yeah, where is it? Oh, here it is, down here. Well, there's this too. There's all this stuff in the back. Hard to see with my reflection right there. Oh, an airplane. Yeah. H. Moore Payette, Colonel, U.S. Army, World War II, Field Artillery, October 17, 1914 to October 15, 1998. He missed his birthday by 2 days. When I say that, I mean the dates for his death aren't, he missed his birthday. So the dates are, he's a year younger than what would be suggested. And then his wife, 1919 to 2014. But look at how much is written on the back of this headstone. Let's see, I just did this row. I go over here. Don't need to do the row twice. Wow, this is almost unreadable. Wow, and this is granite. Morrow? I'm not sure. I can see the death date is 2019, and that's all I can see here. Maybe in a photograph it'll be clearer. Sometimes, is that true? Some of these names do look familiar. I wonder if I walked more of this cemetery than I thought I did. Or this side of the cemetery. Oh yeah, definitely. Because I filmed that too. Huh. Well, I'll keep going. It never ceases to amaze me. The people who are watching my videos, people who have people buried at these places. Oh yeah, I definitely walked this too. Huh. Well, I'll be doggone. I knew both of them. Ted and Martha. They lived at the building where I was resident manager. I didn't know him very long because I started in 2006 there. I won't share with you the details of what happened for his death. It's pretty horrific because she described it, and I am not one for blood and gore. I liked Martha quite a bit. I thought she was a pip. The two of them together, he joked a lot too. So I know she had dementia or Alzheimer's. What a bloomin' shame. That is just terrible, terrible disease. Terrible. But may you rest in peace, you two. and they're both still with us. It does say together forever, and their marriage date. Now, I've said before that I've seen that on Catholic graves. I was talking to someone else last night in the comments, I think it was last night, who said that he's also seen them on other graves as well. So far I've only seen it on Catholic, but he has been to more graveyards than I. Master Sergeant, Korea and Vietnam. Wow, look at this young man's photograph. (1958 to 2013). I think that's a 13. U.S. Army, Korea. So it looks like he served from 75 to 04. That can't be, because Korea was in the 50s. Huh. And apparently he was a tanker. He worked with the tanks. I went tanker. Wrong word. Sorry. But what I want to read to you is what it says on the back. Because it's lovely. A loving son, brother, and father that will be missed, but never forgotten. Rest in peace. We love you, Dave. I do want to read you what's in the back of his stone. Let me just come back, let me go back around. Preston H. Lawrence, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force, World War II, March 30, 1918 to November 5, 1995. A Bud Light fan, perhaps? And an unopened can to boot. Love to know the story behind that, wouldn't you? Now, when I was in high school, there was a Mrs. Shortsleeve, an English teacher, and I do see that a Mary Shortsleeve died in 2001. I don't know her first. I don't know if I ever knew Mrs. Shortsleeve's first name. I mean, how many of us knew our teachers' first names? I can name a handful off the top of my head. Because you can bet your bottom dollar, except for one of them who was insistent I call her by her first name once I was out of school. And she's dead now too, I might add. I don't know these, I never called the teachers by their first names. So he served in the U.S. Army Air Force. That's the AA part right there of that. Look how beautiful these are, these mums. Someone's definitely taking beautiful care of this grave. Looks like there was a plant here. Maybe it died. Admittedly, I am tempted to go over to my car and drive it over, but to get it out of the way. But I guess I'll just keep walking. She's still with us. Interesting. Looks like a lamb. Oh, 2 hours old. And this one, that was Dakota Lynch, and Dylan Lynch lived 9 days, it looks like. Good gosh, I am so sorry for their loss. A modern take on the lamb, and it's a larger headstone than I'm used to seeing. I'm always at a loss for words when it's children. As a reminder, if you're going to come here, be careful of the roots. Easy to trip over these things if you're not looking down. And I'm the last one here. Those two vehicles are gone now.